They say some doors are better left closed. In a quiet, unassuming corner of Tokyo, nestled between bustling streets and neon lights, there's an apartment building that holds a dark secret. It's known online only by its room number, 301. The rent is suspiciously cheap, the location is perfect, but no one ever stays for more than a single night. They check in, full of hope, and by morning, they're gone. No forwarding address, no goodbyes. They just vanish. Locals whisper stories of a curse. Real estate agents refuse to even show the property. Online forums are filled with chilling theories, everything from a portal to another dimension to a vengeful spirit. But for popular urban explorer and YouTuber Kenji Sato, it wasn't a warning, it was an invitation. Kenji, known for his fearless investigations into Japan's most haunted locations, announced to his 2 million subscribers that he would be the first person to document a full night in apartment 301 and finally solve the mystery. His final video was titled, "I'm spending a night in Tokyo's cursed apartment, see you in the morning." He promised to live stream the entire experience. This is the story pieced together from his recovered footage. The video opens with Kenji's trademark energetic greeting. "What's up, ghost hunters? Kenji here, and tonight we're doing the one you've all been asking for." He pans his camera around the apartment. It's small, sterile, and eerily modern. A simple futon lies on the floor, a small kitchenette lines one wall, and a single sliding paper door leads to a balcony. Nothing seems out of place. "Honestly," he says with a nervous laugh, "it's disappointingly normal. I was expecting cobwebs and spooky dolls, not IKEA furniture." He sets up multiple cameras, one pointed at the futon, one at the main door, and keeps his main camera in hand. "All right, team, we're all set. The doors are locked, the fuel is rolling. Let's see what this place has got." For the first few hours, everything is quiet. Kenji answers comments from his live stream, jokes about the lack of paranormal activity, and even orders a pizza. He seems relaxed, almost bored. "Maybe the curse took a night off," he quips, taking a large bite, but around 11 p.m. the atmosphere shifts. The first sign is a sound, a faint, rhythmic tapping coming from inside the walls. Kenji freezes, mid-sentence. "Did you guys hear that?" he whispers to the camera, his eyes wide. He presses his ear against the wall. The tapping is clear, like a fingernail gently scraping on wood. Tap, tap, tap. It moves along the wall from one end of the small room to the other, then stops. A heavy silence fills the room. Kenji, trying to maintain his composure, walks around, checking for any logical source. The pipes? The neighbors? But the building is notoriously empty on this floor. As he's examining the wall, the main light in the room flickers violently before shutting off completely, plunging him into darkness. "Okay, not funny," he mutters, his voice trembling slightly. He fumbles for his flashlight, its beam cutting through the blackness. The emergency lights in the hallway are also out. It's a total blackout, isolated to his apartment. He tries the light switch again. Nothing. That's when the whispers start. They're faint at first, like the rustle of leaves, but they seem to come from every direction at once. The camera's microphone, far more sensitive than the human ear, picks them up with chilling clarity. They aren't in Japanese or any language Kenji recognizes. They are sibilant, overlapping sounds, as if dozens of people are speaking in hushed, urgent tones just beyond his perception. His breath hitches. He shines his flashlight around the empty room, the beam dancing nervously over the bare walls. Is someone there?" he calls out, his voice cracking. The whispering stops instantly, replaced by a profound and absolute silence that is somehow even more terrifying. Kenji is visibly shaken now. The confident explorer is gone, replaced by a man trapped in a dark, silent box. He retreats to the futon, pulling the blanket around him like a shield. He points his camera at the balcony door. I think something's out there," he stammers. The paper screen of the door begins to bulge inward, as if something is pressing against it from the other side. A dark, human-shaped silhouette forms against the thin paper, its form distorted and elongated. It holds its shape for a terrifying moment before retreating, the paper snapping back into place. Kenji lets out a choked sob. He doesn't dare open the door. He decides to wait it out until sunrise, his back pressed against the wall, camera fixed on the main entrance. He's talking to his live stream audience, his words a desperate running commentary. I don't know what's happening. The noises, the silhouette. This isn't like any other place. Suddenly he stops. His eyes are locked on the small digital clock on his camera. The time is 3:33 a.m. At that exact moment, the camera's feed begins to glitch. The image distorts, filled with static and corrupted pixels. Colors invert, and a high-pitched electronic screeching fills the audio. When the image stabilizes a few seconds later, everything has changed. Kenji is still in the same spot, but the apartment is completely different. The modern IKEA furniture is gone. The walls are now made of old rotting wood, covered in dark, unsettling stains. The clean floor is now traditional tatami matting, but it's decayed and torn. The single paper door to the balcony has been replaced by a heavy wooden slab with a small barred window. It looks like a room from a different century. Kenji's face is a mask of pure terror. He slowly pans the camera around, his breathing ragged and panicked. What? What is this? Where am I? He whimpers. The room isn't just old, it feels ancient and malevolent. On the wall opposite him, strange symbols are carved into the wood, symbols he doesn't recognize. He gets up, his legs shaking, and approaches the new, imposing door. He pushes on it, but it doesn't budge. He's locked in. He turns the camera back to his face, his eyes wide with a horrifying realization. It's not that people leave, he whispers, his voice barely audible over the renewed, louder whispering that now fills the room. They don't leave. The apartment, it doesn't let them. A loud, guttural groan echoes from behind the wooden door. Kenji flinches, stumbling backward. The last thing his main camera records is his face, contorted in a silent scream, as a dark, shadowy hand with impossibly long fingers reaches out from a corner of the room that was empty just a second before. The camera clatters to the floor, its lens pointing at the ceiling. The footage cuts to black. The next morning, the building manager entered apartment 301 to find it completely empty. The modern furniture was all in place, the futon was neatly made, and there was no sign of Kenji Sato. The only thing left behind was his camera, lying on the floor, its battery dead. The police were called, a search was conducted, but Kenji was never found. He had vanished, just like all the tenants before him. The footage you've just heard about was recovered from his SD card. It was his final upload. The mystery of apartment 301 was solved, but at a terrible cost. The apartment doesn't just haunt you, it consumes you, trapping you within its ever-shifting walls, making you a part of its history. So, would you dare spend a night there? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you want to explore more dark mysteries with me, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stay safe out there.